Take me out of the ball game, get me out of the crowd. I'm down for some peanuts and Cracker Jack, but baseball itself has never been my thing. Same goes for the video game versions. I have a rudimentary grasp of the rules and not enough interest to look past the slow pace, long game time, and tons of spitting and scratching that are the symbols of the sport. That's not to say baseball isn't legitimate or worthy of respect though, it's just that other than the concept of the baseball bat, it hasn't really done much for me. I hear it's popular though, and back in the day it was a way to get crappy bubblegum even when your parents wouldn't buy you candy. Finally, I wanted to look at the VCS's baseball lineup as the start of the 2022 Major League season begins, since now might be the time folks who do like the sport would be interested in looking at gaming's retro past. Atari VCS owners actually have quite a few good retro baseball games to choose from. Atari Vault Volume 1 has the 2600 version of Realsports, which initially released in 1982, along with its updated pseudo-sequel, Super Baseball, and Vault Volume 2 has the just okay Super Challenge Baseball from M Network, along with what may be one of the best baseball games of the era, the pretty darn fun Realsports Baseball for the Atari 5200, which even made good use of the floppy joystick controller for batting, and featured speech synthesis that still sounds great today.
Strike two.
Vault 2 also has Atari Baseball, which is tough to control. Antstream Arcade has several, including a game for the ZX Spectrum, Commodore 64, and 2 arcade ports. The 7800 version of Realsports may not be quite as good as the 5200 version, but it is a solid version of this long-running series of updated ports, with controls that work well once you get the hang of them, decent sound, and simple but effective graphics. I personally find it nearly impossible to know where the ball's going to land, but maybe that's just me. I also find batting to be particularly challenging, with my bat swinging slower more often than I intended. The only real issue with recommending Realsports Baseball 7800 is that the game is basically impossible to play against the computer. The AI just takes you out quickly and batting against it feels largely futile. However, this isn't uncommon for sports games of the era, and they really were meant to be played two-player with a friend. If you have a second player, this game will be a great platform for a fun afternoon. The Flashback Friday series has suffered from a lack of manuals, but Atari at least this time has a basic pitching and throwing image in its details panel. You'll also want to know that the A is used to throw the ball outside of pitching, and a centered stick plus A returns the ball to the pitcher. Hitting B signals the next batter, and holding B plus a direction determines the pitch. When batting, holding A gets you ready to swing. You then push a direction to determine the kind of swing you want, and you actually swing the bat by letting go of A. It's a little odd at first, but I got the hang of it pretty quickly. At the time of the game's release in the late 1980s, there weren't too many other competitors on the 7800, although Pete Rose Baseball came out around the same time and is also decent enough. It features more of a third-person over-the-shoulder perspective. As the general Atari brand baseball game for the console, it served its purpose well, and if you have a fond memory of it, you'll enjoy this release. Thanks for watching. I'll have videos in the near future on some additional 2600 releases, the upcoming new IP Combinera, and a teardown of the classic controller. Liking this video helps others find it, and subscribing gets these videos in your feed. Have fun!